So, Phaedra, the word sadhana is a Hindu word meaning spiritual practice. How does one develop a spiritual practice, and what does it mean, and the importance of having a spiritual practice?
Spiritual practice. This is the sustenance for your soul. And I can't think of anything that's more important. A lot of people will put other things in front of them before their spiritual practice, or they won't even do a spiritual practice. They'll think it's, they'll sit in front of a television, they'll read a paper, they'll put the phone in their face. But spiritual practice, they go, I don't really know how that's that important. So a sadhana, as you're saying, is a spiritual practice can be a lot of different avenues, right? But one thing that is rich in every spiritual practice is meditation. And the forms of meditation are many. A spiritual practice, taking one spiritual practice, what this does is the food that you eat, the sustenance you give your soul and your spirit, this is all of the juicy goodness, those good vibe feelings that you're looking for, that blissful juiciness is there. That's what you're wanting to create and manifest. And you can't do it just going outside yourself and trying to pick things and consume and take things into you and somehow make you whole. Sadhana is about going into your practice, into yourself with a practice, and quieting and calming and finding you amongst all of the chatter. Once you clear that, it's very relevant to see this. Why would you want to see who you are? Because all of your life, all of everything in your life is going to represent the source of who you are, right? The very passion, the heart, the desire of who you are. And some of us don't know what that is. We go through our whole life not knowing our purpose. So having a sadhana or practice every single day without question strengthens the spirit and the soul, which is what you need, not to just get through life, but to thrive through life. Very different. And so those practices, like for me, look like energy medicine, meditation, breath work, yoga, ecstatic dance, self-pleasuring. um, all of these things are and that self-pleasuring is a tantric self-pleasuring. It's not about orgasm. It's about pleasure of the body, knowing the body, feeling and having a real conversation and relationship with the body. So it's very different than just the superficial kind of playful pleasure. How important is it? It's everything. It's everything. And the thing is, if and you should develop a practice in the beginning of your day. If you wait till the end of the day to just start your meditation, you're less likely to do it. The ego is pretty strong by the end of the day and will tell you you're rather exhausted and you've done all of these other things, and will put those in front of your practice. So having a sadhana in the beginning part of your day is really like the best option. So make time. Make time. Take a little journal. I know that, Ellen, you gave me a great idea today to help with my students. So they have like a calendar. They have a little journal or a log where you can mark what your practice is, what you did for the day, or even your excuses for why you didn't do it for the day, so that you can look at that and clear that too. But you can choose from a lot of different things. And I encourage people to have a nice variety throughout their week. You may want to go for a massage. You may want to soak in the bliss of the sun with other people and chant. I mean, there's so many ways to do a sadhana practice that it's not just about sitting alone and meditating. So know that there you can sing with people, you can pray with people, you can be alone if you wish, under the sky with all that is around you. The practice is a reverence to the truth of you. Yes. And if you're not making time for you, who are you making time for? You're just working for everyone else. You're just working to die. You're working to wait to die. What a terrible waste of your beautiful soul. So the point of the sadhana practice is to give you back your life. That's your rebirthing, your calling. How important is it? How important is your life? How important is your happiness? Can you put a price tag on that? I can't. Sadhanas are beautiful, and all of them welcome. Remember that we aren't here to judge our practices. We want the practices to work. There's many different ways to get to an ocean. The point is that you get there, right? Even if you're parasailing.
What is the difference between sort of like getting up and with an intention of doing sadhana and just getting up and dressing, going to work? What is there a key difference between what's happening there in the way of consciousness versus unconsciousness?
Yes, yes. We had talked about some of this earlier too in our discussions, I think in another podcast. When you have a specific vibration, now understand the universe, it doesn't respond to whether or not you're good or bad people. It only responds to vibration. That's it. And so you can be a wonderful person, you can be a devout person, and you can have a lot of traumas and things that go through your life that cause you to be triggered or charged. All right. And that would be the output that you're sending out all the time. A sadhana practice helps heal those wounds, okay? Because you have to get deep in, and you don't just circulate it. This is not psychotherapy, and I don't have anything against it, psychotherapy, excuse me, per se, except that we don't tend to take it far enough for it actually to heal, because you don't have people that are qualified. That requires a spiritual process. And most people, if they can't read it, they won't do it, because this takes like real serious warrior going for it. Nobody else can do it for you, and you can't cheat it. See, so if you, it's the real deal. Waking up in the morning without having a sadhana practice is extraordinarily chaotic, and you can take this in a way of being single. It can still be as chaotic as having a house full of kids. It makes no difference. The state of mind is everything in this instance. And I'll like this to being in traffic in Los Angeles, where I first had this amazing awareness as I was in dance. I was in dance training in LA, and I got in the middle of 5 o'clock traffic. It was the first time I'd ever been in LA traffic, and the smog was rich. You know, I had the windows rolled up because obviously we didn't want to choke, but it was bumper to bumper traffic for a solid 2 hours. Now, there were people that we were in the traffic. There were people that were angry. There were people that were, you could just see it. There were people that were jamming. There were people that were reading books. Everybody had an idea of what they were going to be doing for the 2 hours they were stuck in that 5 o'clock traffic. The traffic wasn't the problem. How everyone was perceiving it really made their reality. You see what I'm saying? So a sadhana practice is like, well, here's life, and you can either love it and thrive and live in it, or you can be stuck in the crazy, nutty, and it takes you down with it. And waking up in the morning without a sadhana practice looks like that. You put your feet on the floor and immediately, got to, you're usually late for work. You're bitching at everybody. You're making mistakes. You're rushing out the door. You're worried about traffic. Oh my God, worry, tension, frustration. That's your life consistently. One step in front of the other. Worry, fear, frustration. And what a dance that is. You get home, you're exhausted, you bitch at your partner, you probably bitch at your kids, and then you're like, I gotta get up and go do this all over again. And that's what people typically have as life, right? A sadhana practice, it is practice. It is a discipline. Understand, Tantra is a discipline, sadhana is a discipline, but it pays off. It pays off in continuously. What's the word I'm looking for where things get bigger and bigger and bigger, like an investment? Do you know what I'm saying? It continues to pay off in larger scales, right? So your practice starts out with here's a little taste of this blessing, and you go, whoa. See, the practice delivers. It does. You go, oh, that was really nice. I feel, wow, I didn't get triggered by that. That was, whew, that was great. Oh, look, I'm seeing life differently because I started to look at what I was grateful for. I started to look at people and not see what was wrong with them. I started to see what was right with people. I started to see the blessings in life, and I started to see where I could hold myself accountable, right? Your life changes completely being conscious and aware. Not that you don't have bad days, but when you're in the middle of those bad days, your whole reaction state is completely different. Your network of wiring is changed because you've been meditating, because you've been doing your sadhana practices. You have given yourself the best possible chances of thriving, right? It's like when you're not doing a sadhana, you're like a Pinto. You're like a little beat up little car, that gets out and it's trying to go, and that's the best you got, and you're trying to run like the Daytona 500 in that little car, and it's just laughing at you. It's like, it is not you. I'm not built that way, so please stop, right? And when you have a sadhana practice, you go in and you talk to the universe and you go, well, hey, universe, I just want to be me. What's that look like? And universe goes, oh, because universe is creation and it loves a challenge and it loves to just really show off, right? And so when you're doing these practices, the universe is going to suit you up to being like your best, most awesome yes self. And then when you're going through life, you're not going through life as a Pinto, you're going through life as a Ferrari. You're going through life as some streamlined, beautiful, awakened soul, right? And people recognize it. It's tangible. It's so, when you walk in a room, people go, God, there's something about you. They want to be around you. They love your light. See, you don't have to worry about attracting love to you anymore. You don't have to worry about attracting opportunity. The light and love that you have, which is your natural state of being, becomes the whole beacon of who you are. And you just start attracting opportunities to you. So do you see the difference? One in unconsciousness is running and chasing to get your dream. And when you're doing a sadhana practice and you're conscious, you're going, well, which one do I want? Because it's coming to you. And you're going, I just get to choose now. There's so much of it coming to me. Wow, big difference. Either I'm chasing it because I don't have any of it, or I'm sifting through it because I have an abundance of it. Wow. Yeah. So huge difference in life. Huge difference in being able to manifest, right? You can't even manifest unconscious. I wouldn't try it. I wouldn't try manifesting unconsciously because you're just going to have something show up that's going to be trying to heal or fill a superficial need, and it always blows up in your face, right? Manifesting, let's be clear, manifesting is for the masters, alchemists, sorcerers, witches, sages, mystics, wisdom seekers. Okay, therefore it's a wise portal. My whole course is set up to deliver what to do for your sadhana practice. And you can break those models down. You can go, okay, well, I'm gonna do meditation here, and maybe after breakfast I'm doing energy medicine, and maybe I'm doing a massage in the shower. You have variables, right? You have all of these practices that are for your whole being. It's not just a little bit of breath work. So I did not get to the place that I'm at right now because I just did a little bit of weightlifting in the gym, or I just played around with a little energy work. The things that I'm giving you are so transformative, so freaking powerful that you're going to see results. Case in point, Alan, you have transformed yourself since you have been doing some of the things in my program. You have actually told me that you are stronger, you are happier, you are, I won't put words in your mouth because you can tell your story too. But I see the change in you, that you are now inspired, which you weren't before. You are inspired to kick it up again and go for it. And that's the best ever, because we're not meant to just lay around and wait until it lands in our lap, right? Life is meant to play. And I love seeing this. I love seeing how all of the people that come and take this work, they light up and they're like, it was like a month. It was like 4 weeks. And I was like, whoa, life was changing fast. So yeah, if you are ready like that, if you are really, 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 really ready, then you just do this. And right now it feels, I know for a lot of people when they start a practice, it feels like more things to do. It feels like it's more on your plate. I can assure you that's an ego trick. You'll sit in front of a television and waste your time not helping or healing your soul when you could do a sadhana practice. You see what I'm saying? So it's not more to do. It's just that you have put other things in front of it. Follow? Yeah. So be clear about that. Really. Okay.
Thank you, Phaedra.